Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Theater Girl 1018, and today I'm here to tell you some stuff, and I'm also here to talk about one of my favorite OTPs, Swanfire, and why I ship them. And I'm also going to talk about why a lot of the haters, like the huge, rude, really rude, insensitive haters, why their reasoning is like, yeah, you can't, I'm sorry. But, okay, so the first thing I want to tell you is you may have seen my previous video, my booktube.com set list. Well, on Monday, I read the entirety of Kingdom Keeper 6, reread the entirety, all 437 pages in a day. It was just as painful the second time around, even more painful. And if you want to talk about that, message me on my Tumblr, KingdomKeepers365, or comment in the, and I'll talk to you about that. But, because I don't want to spoil it for anyone, we're not going to talk about that now, and because that's not what this video is mainly about. So like I was saying, I read on Monday. I reread Kingdom Keeper 6 in a day, and I was really proud of that considering I went to go see the Heat, and I went shopping, and I went swimming, and I watched Switch the Birds, and I rewatched the episode of Glee, and it was just, yes, I still did it. But then on Tuesday, I reread about 50 pages of the latest Lion Game book, and I decided to give up on the booktube-a-thon. Because I'm really busy this week, and I have to start packing and getting ready for theater camp because I'm leaving on Sunday, and it's just not worth it. But I have decided that I am going to take one day a month to reread a book in a day, or 2 days, depending on how much time I have and how long the book is. And I'm going to do that once a month. And I think it's going to be really cool because I'll still get my booktube-a-thon feel, but not have to go constantly like that all week. Because although I enjoyed myself reading like 100-page spurts on Monday eventually, I couldn't bring myself to do that all week. So, now let's get started on Swanfire. Alright. Well, I think the biggest reason I ship Swanfire is just their story, and well, not even their story. I just think they have an epic love story. It's not even so much their story, but how much they love each other, and how even when they were broken up, and how even when Emma was really angry, how you could just see the love. I mean, you knew in Manhattan when he asked her why she wore the keychain, and she said, to remind myself never to trust anyone again. You knew that was just a BS answer with her, just because she didn't want to tell him because she had her walls up, and we all knew that was just a BS answer because you could see it in her face how her hand went to the keychain, and because like realizing that gesture was talking about how much it meant to her and how much it had meant to her over the years. I think another thing is even when Neal was with Tamara and stuff. Yeah, I hate Tamara. But even not because she was with Neal, but even though when Neal was with Tamara, you could still see the love for Emma. Like, when Emma first met Tamara, you could see Tamara went to hug him and kiss him, and Neal kind of pulled back, and he was hesitant. Because you could see he still loved Emma, and throughout the whole time in Storybrooke, you could see the love there for Emma. And I think in Tallahassee, I've been shipping them really hard since Tallahassee. Well, I remember I watched Tallahassee, and I thought they were really cute. I thought it was a really cute story, and I said, oh, maybe it would be nice if Emma and Neal reunited. But then as I got more and more involved on Tumblr, and I got farther and farther into the season, my feels started to build on more, and I'm like, okay, these two need to get together. And I remember when Manhattan was going to be on, and we all knew it was going to be Neal, please, but there was still that little bit of me that was nervous it wasn't going to be, but I knew, we all pretty much knew it was going to be Neal, and I was really excited. And I always watch Once Upon a Time in my room, because my parents not only like to start 10 minutes late so they can fast forward through commercials, which just pisses me off, but they also don't like me having huge fangirl attacks, and I know I can't hold back, and I just want to have to not hold back. So, I didn't have school the day after Manhattan premiered, so I had my best friend over because she didn't have school either. And the two of us got together with our popcorn and our hot chocolate with cinnamon, and we sat down to watch Manhattan. And I remember the two of us, it's one of the best memories I have with her in all the 12 years we've been best friends. One of my best memories with any friend in all my 14 and 3/4 years. Was the two of us just sat on the floor when Emma started the chase, which was the sneak peek. We moved the popcorn and the hot chocolate to the side, and we just started hugging each other really tightly. And then when we saw his face, the two of us just jumped up and screamed. And then it went to commercial, and we were just like doing this, and we were hugging and screaming and jumping all over the place. And we were basically like that the whole episode. Sometimes with because we were upset about something, with the ripping off the keychain or whatever. Yeah, another reason, but I think, the thing I was going back to, Swanfire, their love story. I mean, I think a big thing that's evident with their love is how Neal, I know, we all know that they never stop loving each other, and I think that even though they never say that, well, I think they do say that. Neal kind of says it in a way, and I just think it's absolutely beautiful. So, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm recording this straight from my webcam. I get bad with, it's all in my head and I have trouble saying it, but, so Neal, I think a big thing with the love with Neal is that as much as he loved her and he didn't want to see her go to jail and he didn't want to be apart from her, he knew that it was more important that she has to go find her family and be with her family, because he knew that her happiness would be having a family, and that he knew that's what she always wanted, was to have a family. And I think he wanted her to find her family more than he wanted her for himself, and he knew she was going to have to struggle, but he knew she had to do it, and he'd let her go. And, I remember that, there's a saying, the right kind of love, sometimes the right kind of love, or the best kind of love, is the love that lets go. And sometimes love means letting go, and I think that's really evident that he was able to let go, even though he loved her so much. That shows people, huge Swanfire haters, say how much that they say how much, oh, Emma and Neal aren't in love because Neal left Emma. But no, they don't get that Neal leaving Emma is why they are in love. Neal leaving Emma shows that they are in love. So, yeah, and another big reason I ship Swanfire, and this is a silly one, is that, seriously, everyone ships it. That's not a reason I ship it, but I just think it's cute that, we're the closest to being canon here with Emma, because everybody ships it. Henry is the biggest Swanfire shipper of them all. Then you've got Rumple ships it, Snow ships it, August ships it. I'm pretty sure Tamara shipped it by the end. It's just Emily DeRaven ships it, Jenny Goodwin ships it, Jennifer and Michael ship it. They're just so beautiful. And another thing with Neal leaving Emma, I don't think he would have left her had they known about Henry, because people don't get that. When he found out that Henry was his son, his face immediately was full of guilt, because he realized he had just abandoned his son. And I don't think he would have let August sway his decision if he had known about Henry, but they didn't, because Emma didn't know. So, I think they just have an epic love story, and I'm confident that they will reunite, and I can imagine that reunion being just so beautiful, because she thinks he's dead, and he probably thinks he's never going to see her again. So from both aspects, but mostly Emma seeing Neal, how beautiful will that reunion be? We might finally get our first present-day kiss, and I'm excited about that, and I think another reason I ship them is because with Henry, they make such a beautiful family. You saw that once Henry came into the picture, the three of them just became a family like that. I mean, there was really no hesitation before anything. They were a family, and to me that's love, and that's just really beautiful. Okay. So, yeah. And now, like I said, I was going to talk about the Swanfire haters. Like, I don't care if you don't ship it, but I'm not talking about the people who don't ship it, because I don't care if you don't ship it and you're respectable, but I'm talking about, like, the bad apples, like, the ones who are rude about it, and they hate on us, and they're rude about it, and, well, I talked about before how they try to disprove it, but, I hate how they say that, like, Swanfire will never, ever happen. I hate Swanfire. Oh my god. Well, you know what? You go ahead and hate my ship. And then they say Emma doesn't love Neal. This means nothing. But you know what? Go ahead and hate my ship, but don't try to disprove the stuff that's written into the show. I mean, some things are just canon, and you have to accept that they're canon, whether you like it or not. I mean, they say that Neal doesn't love Emma, and they say that it means nothing when he was talking to her on the beach and saying, there isn't a day that I didn't regret leaving you, and I never stopped thinking about you. But you can't disprove that because it's there. That's what's written in this story. I mean, honestly, I hate Captain Swan. Captain Swan is my biggest no TP, but if you ship Captain Swan, I'm fine with that. I respect you, and I'm not gonna disprove that Hook has feelings for Emma. I know that. It's not written into the show, but you can tell by the acting that Hook does have feelings for Emma. And even though I hate it, I'm not gonna doubt that there's a little bit of chemistry between them. Like a little bit of flirting. Another thing I don't like, I'm really not a big Regina fan, unpopular opinion, but I like Emma as Henry's mother. I'm not one to jump on the board for the whole co-mothering thing, but I'm not going to doubt that Regina loves Henry. Even if I want Emma to raise Henry, I'm just the rest of the way. I'm not going to doubt that Regina loves Henry. You see what I mean? So I hate when they do that. So yeah, that's it. That's why I ship Swanfire, and yeah. Okay. Bye-bye.